My mother's final months were not easy, but she did not have to worry about money. Our family will always be grateful to Cannon and Dunphy.
Cannon and Dunphy. Experience matters.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service.
It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey.
Riding with you every mile since 1977.
Did your home suffer damage from a storm or severe weather? Don't stress any longer. Loyal Family Renovations treats all of its customers like they've joined their personal family, and every project as if the work was being done at their own house. Loyal Family Renovations has a leg up on the competition due to the personal relationships they've built with insurance adjusters over the years. Loyal Family is family-owned, and the loyalty belongs to their customers. Contact them today to get your free home inspection. LoyalFamilyRenovations.com. Is back pain slowing you down? The OAW Spine Center offers specialized care with advanced treatments for herniated discs, spinal fusion, and more. Their board-certified orthopedic care specialists use the least invasive methods, starting with non-surgical options. If surgery is needed, they provide minimally invasive procedures. The OAW Spine Specialists focus on getting you back to an active lifestyle faster. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com.
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from American Family Field, here's your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
Well, that's a way to set the tone. That escalated fast. Brewers all over the Dodgers in the opener of this 3-game series. Getting close to the All-Star break, it's easy to take your foot off the gas. Nope. Brewers back home and staying in the win column. 9-1 over Los Angeles, the defending world champions. Some stats to go over from this one. What a welcome for Andrew Vaughn. We'll hear from him later on in the program. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Craig Kashan will join us to break it all down. But in case you missed it, if you were stuck in traffic, that 4:30 meeting ran late, I couldn't make it to the ballpark in time. If you missed the first inning, well, you kind of missed the whole game. So let's get you caught up to speed with the highlight recap.
Ready for this?
Out of here!
This?
Brought it back! Ho, ho, ho!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
Freddie Peralta, opening day starter against Yoshinobu Yamamoto, opening day starter for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Both of them will be teammates on Tuesday in Atlanta for the Midsummer Classic, the All-Star Game. Both of them named to the National League squad. But today, their opponents. And Freddie allowed an infield hit to Shohei Ohtani to start the game, a little squibber off the end of the bat, but quickly settled Andrew Vaughn into his first start at American Family Field as a Brewer with some defense.
2-0 on Freeman. Careful here for Peralta. The pitch. Ground ball to first. Vaughn has it, goes to second. That's one. On to first. It's in time. A 3-6-3 inning-ending double play. Peralta puts up a 0 in the top half of the first.
Quick start to this one for the Brewers, an 8-pitch first inning for Freddie Peralta. Then in the bottom half, Sal Frelick leads off with a double off Yamamoto. William Contreras draws a 7-pitch walk, but the rally nearly ended here. Churio would fly out, and Yelich would ground out. It would put runners to second and third for the Crew with 2 outs, and Andrew Vaughn at the plate working the count to 2-2.
And the 2-2. Fly ball, deep left. It is up, and it is gone. Welcome to the Brew Crew, Andrew Vaughn. Yamamoto threw the slider one too many times, and Vaughn hit it into the Brewers' bullpen in deep left center.
3-run shot, his first homer at the big league level since May 10th. Remember, he was optioned to AAA Charlotte when he was still a White Sox, but the Brewers weren't done there. A 2-strike basic for Isaac Collins. A full count walk to Bryce Terang. All of a sudden, Yamamoto's pitch count is ballooning, but hey, he gets the ground ball to get out of the inning, right?
2 on with 2 out. Ground ball hit to short. Betts has it. Going to throw it across the diamond. Low throw, can't pick it. Freeman couldn't dig it out. A run scores. Over to third. third is Bryce Terang. It'll be an E6 on Mookie Betts. That had nightmare written all over it, a pick that Freddie Freeman usually makes. He couldn't scoop that one out of the dirt.
So now it's 4-0 Brewers in the bottom of the order. They brought 9 to the plate in the first. Now let's really make it hurt with Andrew Monasterio.
That's playing in the pull. The pitch runner takes off. It's a flare in a shallow right field. Pages is on the move. It falls. It's a fair ball. 1 run scores. It's 5-0 Brewers on an RBI single by Monasterio.
41 pitches later, Yamamoto is out of the game. He faces 9 hitters. He only retired 2 of them. Again, it was 2 on, 2 out, and 2 strikes on Andrew Vaughn before he hit a 3-run homer to open the rally. It's 5-0 Brewers after an inning. And then from that, Freddie Peralta would roll. More on him in a moment. We fast forward to the 5th inning. The Brewers eager for more against the Dodger bullpen. A leadoff walk to William Contreras. And once again, with 2 outs and 2 strikes, it was Andrew Vaughn drawing a walk to set the stage for Bryce Terang with the bases loaded.
Here's the pitch. Lined in the left, a base hit. 1 run scores. Vaughn's coming around third. Here comes the throw. It's all the way through, and Vaughn is safe. Heading to third is Collins. The throw there. Out. 2-run score on the Bryce Terang single to make it 7-0 Milwaukee.
In fact, after a challenge from the Brewers, Collins was safe at third, but that is where the offense would end in the 5th. Now back to Freddie Peralta. He's cruising. He's got 6 strikeouts in his first 5 innings, but now he's getting a third look at the top of the order in the dangerous Shohei Ohtani.
Peralta coming back. Got him looking. Change up on the inside corner, and Ohtani is rung up. 7th strikeout for Freddie Peralta.
But then he had to deal with a little bit of traffic with 2 outs. The Dodgers trying to mount a rally of their own. 2 on, 2 out, bullpen activity. Freddie's approaching 100 pitches, and he let out a big scream after this out.
Here's the stretch. His pitch. Ground ball back to Peralta. He fields it, runs halfway to first. He gets the out, and it's 6 scoreless for Freddie Peralta against L.A. Couple of hits for the Dodgers, but 7 strikeouts and 6 scoreless innings for Freddie Peralta.
Fantastic stuff from fastball Freddie. All that's missing is Christian Yelich and Lane Grindle. Well, what I got a highlight for you.
Low pitch, fly ball left center field. This one's back at the track. Bye-bye baseball. Christian Yelich, a 2-run blast, and the Brewers all over the Dodgers here tonight. 9-0 Crew.
How about it? 9-0. The final would be 9-1. Freddie Peralta earns the win, and the Crew sets the tone for the series. We'll break it all down with Craig Kishon coming up next here on 620 WTMJ.
Attention car buyers. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, buy it now from the International Autos Group and save thousands. Current in-stock vehicles are unaffected by tariffs. Drive into summer in a beautiful new BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, or Hyundai and avoid upcoming tariffs. Buy now and save up to $10,000. The International Autos Group, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Visit iamilwaukee.com. Savings off MSRP on select new models.
Get in on Brewers and Nationals action July 11th through the 13th. Celebrate with the Crew at the Negro Leagues tribute game on the 11th and get a 90s throwback jersey on the 12th. Get your seats now at Brewers.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Summer savings don't get any better than Colder's 4th of July weekend sale. From June 20th to July 7th, shop Colder's. Unbeatable deals store-wide and save thousands on your next home upgrade. At Colder's, they guarantee that you're getting the best deal in town, but during their 4th of July weekend sale, you can stack your discounts for even more savings. Save 60% on furniture and mattresses. Take an additional 10% off. Wow, that's a great deal. I've just shopped at Colder's. Great service, great showrooms. You're going to love it. Plus, you can save on appliances, too. Take an additional 5% off on top appliance deals you won't find anywhere else. Colder's has a huge selection of kitchen and laundry appliances from all your favorite brands, and you're guaranteed to get the best price only at Colder's. There are 4 Colder's locations: West Dallas, Oak Creek, Delafield, and Grafton. Hurry on in or shop online at Colders.com. Don't miss out on their 4th of July weekend sale going on from June 20th to July 7th.
Get more for your money at Colders. At Advent, nasal congestion and sinus infections can be solved with an in-office 20-minute procedure. Elsewhere, expect surgery.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers win 9-1 over the Dodgers. Their revenge for 2018 will be sweet. Nonetheless, welcome in. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Craig Kashan is here as well. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. If you're looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs, look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With a local team right here in Milwaukee, they know how to hit it out of the park every time. And for 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise. And it's local decision-making that'll all help your business thrive. Experience a unique commercial banking value that only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. You know, any other day, we'd be talking about Freddie Peralta shutting down a lineup like the Dodgers, and we will give him his flowers, I promise, because there's a lot to talk about with Freddie. But when you knock out any pitcher in the first inning, making him throw 41 pitches, and have a home run from a guy that literally is still meeting people within the organization saying like, hey there, my name's Andrew. Nice to meet you. We got to start with that, Craig Kashan, because he did something only 4 of the Brewers have ever done, and that's hit a home run in his first plate appearance with the crew. First time it's happened since 2006. Gabe Gross. I know you were at that game, Craig, but nonetheless, the Brewers, I mean, when that deal happened, I want to backtrack first, Craig. When that deal happened, the Brewers trade Aaron Savali to the White Sox, and Andrew Vaughn immediately goes down to AAA because he was in AAA at the time. And a lot of folks within the industry were going, wow, change of scenery candidate. And it's sometimes not that simple. And the Brewers got him to be depth for this exact scenario. In case Rhys got hurt, in case they found themselves needing somebody that can play first base on a consistent basis, aside from Jake Bauers, to have depth. And to have him make a first impression like this, reach base twice, including that home run, I think the Brewers scouting department really knows what it's up to.
Hey, man, first impressions are pretty good, right? And you're right about the whole change of scenery thing. You just can't help but think this could be a classic case for this. This guy's got a lot of talent. The 3rd overall pick in 2019. That was a pretty good draft class, by the way. We were looking over that earlier. And he still has an opportunity to make his mark as well. So it's just going to be with a new team. And sometimes this is what it takes for guys. And if he can continue to do this, the bat's going to play no matter where it is for him at first base or DH. It'll be interesting to see if he, gets that spot again tomorrow. I would almost hope that he would. It seems to be a fitting case with Kershaw on the mound and stuff, lefty-righty. But I was impressed. I mean, he crushed that home run. He drew a good walk in the 5th inning as well. So he had 3 chances and got on base twice in this game, Dom. And just that overall first inning, I got to tell you, I felt against Yamamoto, knocking him out after he records only 2 outs and has 41 pitches, gets 5 runs knocked off of him. I felt almost as surprised and amazed as I was by how brilliant Woody was yesterday. I just feel like you could not have predicted the last 2 games for each of these 2 pitchers the way things turned out. That's for sure.
I think with the Brewers, this pitching matchup, talking to some people within the organization felt that this was actually a good matchup for the Brewers and what Yamamoto tries to do against teams. I mean, he's obviously built on chase with that splitter. He gets a lot of ground balls, but at the same time, he still is somebody that you can sort of predict the way that his fastball is going to play. Like he's either at the top or the bottom of the zone. He doesn't really nibble on the edges all that much. And then when you see some takes in that first inning, when you saw him locate the fastball low, that was the indicator to the Brewers saying, hey, if he's locating that pitch, you tip your cap. That's a pitch that they feel if they go after, it's a ground ball. is bad news. And then furthermore, it sets up the splitter to get swings and misses and chases. But you noticed all of the contact that inning was elevated, was up. The hanging slider to Vaughn, the base hit, the double by Frelick, even the bloop single by Monasterio was a hanging slider that he blooped down the right field line. I mean, it's just everything was up. So the Brewers had a great game plan against him, and you never expected to knock a pitcher out of the first inning, but this is an example of one day leads to the next. The Dodgers are probably going to need to make a roster move. They're probably going to get a new bullpen arm in there. They already came in with 9 relievers because they don't have a starter announced for Wednesday. It could be Tyler Glass now. But the point of this being, each day leads to the next. Now they have a depleted bridge bullpen tomorrow with Clayton Kershaw. I know we all marvel at Clayton Kershaw. Kersh hasn't been Kersh yet. So can the Brewers make it hurt even more tomorrow and try to tap into that bullpen as soon as possible?
Yeah, really good point, too. And you know, Dom, you go back to, I think it was Friday night when the Astros scored 18 runs off of this pitching staff, too. So this is a short window of time where they have been hit really, really hard. And pitching is, you know, if everybody follows this Dodger team, yes, they're incredibly good all the time, but they also all the time seem to go through a lot with pitching injuries, and then they run into, you know, blocks of time like we're looking at here right now where they just get beat up. And so you're right, it does force them to do some things that are going to favor Milwaukee for the rest of this series starting tomorrow. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how they respond, but more importantly, keep those Brewer batters going here. I mean, there were some really good patient at-bats, too, in that first inning with Contreras drawing the walk after that double by Frelick and then Terang as well. So, you know, they made him work, and they were able to spot where he wanted to locate, and all that damage, for the most part, all came after 2 outs. So, you know, kudos to the Brewer batters for batting around in that inning.
I thought that the Brewers, they came into this one with some sort of, I don't want to say it's an edge, but just sort of a confidence, a swagger that's saying, all right, here come the big bad Dodgers. You know, here comes their giant payroll. Here comes all the things that we've heard about this team and how, oh, they're saving their pitching. They're just trying to get healthy for October because they have the luxury to know they're going to be in October. And hey, the Brewers can still lose the next 2 games, and it's still another series win for the Dodgers. And everybody will say, oh, yeah, the Dodgers did what they were supposed to do against the Brewers. I think the Brewers are just trying to say, no. This is a team that, yes, they're still a few games back of the Cubs in their own division. But this is a team that, you know, I heard Jeff Passan today on ESPN Milwaukee with Wilde and Tausch saying, this team's a World Series contender if it gets one more bat. And to see, hey, we just hung 9 runs on the defending world champs, that's something to say, yeah, take these guys for granted. The Brewers are 51 wins. They're one of only 5 teams in the NL to have 50-plus wins before the All-Star break.
Yep, for sure. And guess what? They got a bat today anyway for this game in Vaughn, and look what happened with it, too. So I agree 100%. You know, Dom, you and I have been talking about this, and everyone who follows this team closely would love to see at least one more serious bat come into this lineup. I'm not sure where the organization wants to slot that, what they're particularly looking for, but one bat could make a big difference, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's the home run is still the best play in baseball, and Andrew Vaughn announced his presence with authority. We'll hear from Andrew a little bit later on. He caught up with Josh Mauer on the postgame show. But, hey, we got to talk about the winning pitcher next. Freddie Peralta, what a night for him. 6 shutout frames. Did something not many pitchers have done. We'll explain coming up on the other side of the break here on 620 WTMJ.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the July Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big on top brands like Bradington Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradington Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want And in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases. And it's free. Stop in today and save now during the Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown Mattress Factory showroom.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Adair Floors has the newest flooring styles. Luxury vinyl flooring in plank and tile looks. Or choose from carpeting, hardwood, and porcelain tile. Flooring for every room in your home. Get personal care from Adair. Adair Floors and Remodeling, South 27th Street in Franklin.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Real Estate Services, we do more than close deals. We serve with gratitude and faith-filled purpose. We have sold over $300 million in real estate since 2020, and we're just getting started. What sets us apart? We care. Even if we're not your agent, we'll still help. That's the kind of stewardship the community deserves. If you're buying or selling across southeastern Wisconsin, let us earn your trust. I'm Tony Wendorf, and I want to create your red carpet experience. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Hit the Bruce Springsteen. Brewers win 9-1 over the Dodgers. I'm Dom Cotroneo with Craig Kashan. Fun night at the ballpark to have the final homestand before the All-Star break. If you don't catch the Brewers on this homestand, you won't see them at home again for 11 days. So come on out. Have some fun at the ballpark. Brewers Extra Innings brought to you by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electric. If your air conditioner isn't keeping up, now's the time to upgrade to Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're offering $1,500 off new central air systems. It's now through the end of the month. Stay cool, save money, and trust the team that's been keeping Wisconsin comfortable for over a century. Visit Cider.com, that's SEIDER.com, to schedule your free estimate. The pitching line is brilliant today from Freddie Peralta. 6 innings. He only allowed 5 hits. No runs, which is obviously the key in this one when you're facing the Dodgers. 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He threw 98 pitches, 60 of them were strikes. Now, let me get out ahead of here something, Craig. For the folks saying, oh, the Brewers were up big, he should have gone 7 or 8 innings, why do you have to throw 98 pitches? Okay, you go throw against this lineup. I argue that giving Freddie an early lead, obviously important. He's never going to turn down an early lead. But you would have had every excuse in the world to let your guard down for a split second. And in my head, that whole first 5 innings of this contest, I'm thinking, if there's a team I am least comfortable to have a 5-0 lead against, it is the Los Angeles Dodgers. And kudos to Freddie. He took advantage of a team that's not playing its best ball right now. 6 shutout frames like an all-star does. He is now one of only 10 players this year in baseball to have 6 or more shutout innings against the Dodgers. And the company that he keeps, let me just read some of these names for you here, Craig, and tell me if these guys are doing okay, if they're any sort of, length in their career. Corbin Burns, Dylan Cease, suddenly Michael Kopech is on here too, which made me chuckle as well. Chris Sale, you get my point here. This is a really darn good performance against a really darn good lineup. What impressed you most about Freddie?
Well, I'll start from the beginning with him. He said that he had some big-time concerns going up against this lineup. Now, think about this. 24 hours ago, Brandon Woodruff said he didn't even know who he was facing because he only knew 2 guys in the Marlins lineup, and he was concerned about it, right? I mean, to take this job seriously, you have to be concerned about who you're facing. Now, you put all these all-stars up in the front end of this lineup especially, and you have to be concerned for the entire time that you're out there. And that is the good part. You're right about that with a big lead early, Freddie didn't let his guard down. But, I mean, if you just go back to the first inning alone, he got that big double play, and Vaughn started it too. It's first time over at first on this team, that 3-6-3 double play. That got him out of the the first inning. So, okay, now he's going to work. And I think really from that point forward for me, it's the strikeouts he got on his secondary pitches. His secondary pitches were really working. He mixed it up really well, and that's important to do against a very good hitting lineup like the Dodgers have. So those are some of the things that stick out with me with Freddie. I just really continue to be impressed. Just if you look at where he is as an all-star now compared back to 2021, he's a different pitcher now. Vinny and I were talking about this on the TV side on the post-game show, and Vinny brought up a good point. He was a fast Freddie, strike him out type guy just a few years ago, and now he's developed into an all-around, really, really outstanding pitcher, and he's crafty, and he's tough to get on base against.
And when you look at it, I officially put forth the motion to call him Frederick now, because this is not fastball Freddie. He had one strikeout on a fastball tonight. He had 3 of them on the changeup, 2 of them on the curveball, 1 on the slider, and 1 on the fastball. I mean, again, this is not a guy that just relies on a one-trick pony. And kudos to him, and kudos to the Brewers, management and pitching development team, because this is what we see happen to pitchers as they age. And granted, Freddie's not old by any stretch of the imagination, but the point is, when you're a one-trick pony, teams catch on to that trick. And then you got to develop something else. And then you got to continue to mix. And what was most impressive to me about Freddie today, in that final at-bat against Andy Pajes to end his day, those 2 fastballs after a mound visit from Chris Hook to try to calm things down. He couldn't get Will Smith after an 8-pitch battle. But then to have a moment to calm down, go get Pajes, go finish this inning. 98, 99, 97, back-to-back in his final batter that he would face. He's always got it in the tank if he wants to turn back into fastball Freddie, and he gets him on the comebacker to end it. That's something that the savviest veterans will do. That they always have something in the tank to leave it out there, and it's no surprise that his fastest pitches of the night come on his last batter of the night.
Yeah, really good point for sure. And that's vintage Freddie. That's who he's become here in 2025. And I love a guy that can wait until he needs to use his best stuff or to go after it and to basically just unload that arm, yet be in complete control. And we're seeing that a little more often with Freddie Peralta here right now. He's got, it's like an exclamation point in how he's going to finish out his night, and that was a perfect scenario right there. And it's up to him to do it. He had 2 on and he had 2 out, and after that visit, he made a great play, by the way, on that comeback or 2, and he was pretty emphatic getting that final out and knowing he's done and getting himself in a good position to give this team another win.
I mean, you can argue that even the doubles that he allowed in the second and third, those are catchable baseballs, with respect to Churio. I know he was shaded the other way, but especially the one for Outman, that one should be caught. The one for Conforto, bad luck on the shifting, it sliced away from him. But, I mean, there wasn't really any hard contact against him today, too, which is always an encouraging sign. And he's, the Brewers announced it today, at least Pat Murphy said it anyway today, that Freddie's going to pitch again on Sunday. So he's not going to pitch in the All-Star game, which then lines up the fact that Freddie would likely go, all right, so he shoved tonight against the Dodgers. He'll pitch Sunday against the Nationals, All-Star break. Then he'll pitch at some point over the weekend again against the Dodgers. So he's got a good recipe now in this first time. I'm excited to see what the cat and mouse game is in next weekend's game in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and, the other thing about tonight, too, Dom, is the 6th inning he goes, and you brought up the point about, the 98 pitches, and, some people would be like, well, that should be a 7-inning performance or whatever. This is who he is right now. Freddie's pretty good to give you 6 pretty strong innings, and a lot of them are no runs or low runs here right now. But in this particular series, as much as we've talked about the Dodgers pitching staff kind of being decimated by what happened tonight and then the other night against Houston, you get Ashby going 2 and McGee finishing the 9th inning right now. So all your high leverage guys got a full night off, and you've got 2 games left against the Dodgers, which means they all should be pretty much ready to go at it here over the next 2 games and not only win this series, but who knows what after that. So you got the day off Thursday. I think what your number one guy has done tonight is he has set up your final 6 games of the season here before the All-Star break about as perfectly as you could, draw it up.
Yeah, and you talked to some people this last week before the All-Star game. Even Pat Murphy admitted it today in his pregame scrum. These are some of the hardest games to get up for. You're scatterbrained, your mind is divided, you're thinking about your plans, thinking about seeing family, thinking about getting a break, but you got to get there first, and it helps to have such a quality opponent on the other side in order to get there. I'll leave you with this, just a reminder. You mentioned it about how well he's been pitching. He's pitching like an ace. By the way, among qualified starters in the National League, Freddie's now one of only 10 of them with a sub-3 ERA. I mean, sometimes we need to remind ourselves to look at some of the performances that we've seen put forth by guys like Freddie. Sure, the strikeouts aren't what they normally are, but today's his 19th start as the opening day starter, a 2.74 ERA. Every single Brewer fan would have said, sign me up for that at the start of the year.
Yep, and the 10 wins too, Dom, second most in the National League here right now. So he's right there among leaders in victories here this season. So it says a lot about how the team performs around him, but it all starts with him giving them every chance to win games, whether they're kind of a blowout fashion like today, and then he pitches a shutout, or if they're close, he's keeping his team in it by not giving up much either. So he has had just a fantastic season. He's there every single start. You can't say enough about what he's done in his career in that regard. And it keeps rolling on here, and it's going to only be fun times, man. We're getting well into July now. Here we go.
Dare I say 20-game winner? 20-game winner watch? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I thought the win was dead. I thought we don't care about wins. I thought all these nerds ruined the game. I'm just kidding. Craig, Sean, appreciate you as always, my friend. We'll talk again tomorrow.
All right, sounds good, Dom.
All right, Craig here coming up on the program. Let's go a little beyond the box score here. Talk a little bit of the stuff under the hood that we really liked about the Brewers today, specifically of Freddie's start and even some of the at-bats that we saw today from the crew. We'll also hear from Andrew Vaughn in just a little bit as well, and, of course, from manager Pat Murphy. All that coming up in just a moment right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. At Quality, we offer the most respected brand names in heating and air conditioning. Armstrong and Carrier. It doesn't get any better. And our technicians are top-notch. I know, because I handpicked every one of them. They're vetted and thoroughly trained. Hey, they're the cream of the crop. And that's why our quality workmanship guarantee is the strongest in the business.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Unfortunately, violence is on the rise in Milwaukee, and this is a problem which impacts us all. But together we can make a difference. Please join me and the 620 WTMJ team on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon for our 3rd annual Walk Against Violence, supported by 1MKE. Now it's time to bring an end to the senseless violence in our community and to encourage a safer Milwaukee for us all. To join our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 12th, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Don't miss the largest vacation sale in the nation coming this July. It's Fox World Travel's exclusive July sale with Apple Vacations and Celebrity Cruises. July is the best time of the year for unbeatable deals you won't get anywhere else. Get the hottest cruise deals or plan ahead for 2026 all-inclusive resorts paired with nonstop flights. Let Fox World Travel book your vacation and secure your reservation with just a deposit. Visit foxworldtravel.com/July and get on the exclusive list. Sale starts soon.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers Extra Innings rolling on to the top of the hour. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Let's talk about our player of the game. No surprise on the poll over on social media. Freddie Peralta takes 64% of the vote, over 300 voters. Appreciate everybody on social. Andrew Vaughn came in second. Terrain got a couple clicks as well. It's our player of the game, brought to you by International Autos Group. Just like the game's MVP, you can drive into summer in style and save up to $10,000 on in-stock BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, and more. No tariffs, just huge savings. Visit iamilwaukee.com. International Autos Group, where ordinary needs to be extraordinary. A couple of things that I want to point out today. First from Freddie and some beyond the box score stuff here for the crew. So Freddie didn't throw a ton of changeups today, only 10. And I say only, like a guy that didn't even throw a changeup a couple of years ago. But the biggest thing about that changeup today that I thought was most effective is he got 2 swings and misses on it. He wasn't afraid to throw it to righties. In fact, he threw 6 changeups to righties, only 4 to lefties. Traditionally, you think, oh, that's only a lefty pitch for right-handed pitchers. No, he's used it to both sides really ever since he's found that grip with it last year. Only 1 ball was put in play with it. He still got weak contact from it, too. And for Freddie to have his 4th best pitch still get 2 whiffs on it indicates a couple of things. Number 1, teams are still always geared up for the fastball. He induced 39 total swings today. 18 of them were on the fastball, so almost half were on the fastball. Whereas everything else, he had a 70% whiff rate on the fastball because that's just, he doesn't get swings and misses on the heater anymore like we saw when he first came up because teams are understanding how that fastball works. But yet, when you combine the slider, the curve, and the changeup, that's 6 whiffs out of a total of 21 swings. You do the quick math here, 6 divided by 21, that's a 29% whiff rate. Again, for pitches that he didn't really have in his arsenal previously. If he's right around that 30% mark with the secondary pitches, the fastball doesn't need to be extraordinary. It's a start where, yeah, he only got 10 whiffs. He doesn't need it to be perfect. He doesn't need to have the 20-whiff game every single night. And even today, a few too many 3-2 counts. I think we can all understand that. But the Dodgers are the best team at not going outside of the strike zone in baseball. They know their strike zone better than anybody. And Pat Murphy even alluded to that in today's post-game press conference. Now, their chase rate is 26%, which is still better than the league average. It's not the best. But when they make contact, out of the zone, it just feels like it's such a win to get them to chase a pitch and then furthermore to make contact because they're rarely doing damage with those pitches, right? So I thought that Freddie was able to nip and tuck and not really make any big mistakes down the middle today, which I thought was everything to keeping the Dodgers off balance. Furthermore, from the Brewers' perspective of like we alluded to with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, where the Brewers weren't chasing all that much against him, and granted, it's 41 pitches, it's 1 inning, it's a grain of salt sample size. But in total, he threw only 14, so he only threw 1 out of his 7 sliders in the zone, right? When it was in the zone, the Brewers swung at it, and they put it in play. When it was out of the zone, they did not make contact with it. So they were able to say, oh, wait, nope, we're not chasing that slider. And then the hanging slider that Andrew Vaughn gets, he saw 3 sliders in that at-bat, and the third one is the one that didn't come back. And you could argue the slider is probably Yamamoto's 3rd or 4th best pitch. We only got to see him throw 2 curveballs today because it's a pitch he only really throws when he's ahead in the count. And when the Brewers are continuing to battle and disengage a pitcher's best offering, the one of his best swing and miss pitches, both the splitter and the curveball are over 35%. So meaning 1/3 of the time when the opponent swings, they are coming up empty against those 2 particular pitches. The Brewers are able to lay off and survive and not chase strikeout pitches. Not only did they get 9 batters to the plate, they only had 4 swings and misses against Yamamoto, which I think is equally impressive in 41 total pitches in the game. That's just some under-the-hood, self-performance, self-evaluation. Like, wow, the Brewers did a great, great, great job against Yamamoto. And if you want to be critical about, they didn't get any offense against Jack Dreyer, they didn't get much going on against Trevino, well, they got to go in against Klein, and he's throwing 100. It's baseball, man. It's hard to game plan against everybody. And another thing to keep in mind, this is one last stat for this segment. we talked about William Contreras a little bit yesterday of just, hey, let's see it kind of crank the engine a little bit. Let's see it try to get something going here before the end of the first half. Today, William Contreras, across 5 plate appearances, no strikeouts, he drew 2 walks. In total, in those 5 plate appearances, he saw 32 pitches, averaging 6 pitches per plate appearance today. 2 more walks for him. He's in the top 5 in the National League in walks drawn. Keep that in mind. He only swung and missed at 2 pitches today out of the 32 he saw. He's seeing, understanding his strike zone, not getting outside of himself. The doubles and the homers are bound to follow. I really love what we're seeing from William Contreras' strike zone discipline at the moment. And another thing, the Brewers scored 7 runs, the first 7 runs of this game, with Chourio and Yelly going 0 for 6 combined at that point in the contest. That's always a good sign to have that much offense somewhere else in the order aside from the guys 3-4. And granted, Chourio led off the 7th with the single, then Yelly goes yard with the home run. So really good stuff from the crew. Today, from an offensive game planning perspective, they'll try to take the series tomorrow with the young kid, Jacob Misiorowski, coming up on the mound tomorrow. We'll talk about that briefly. Then we'll hear from Andrew Vaughn on the other side of this break here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Amish outdoor furniture with poly and wood available. And that poly is the richest of outdoor furniture. It's just about indestructible and will virtually last forever. At Erickson's, we have poly furniture in abundance, so you're guaranteed to see a great selection. The beauty of it is you can put it outside all year round and not worry about it, because the color runs all the way through, so it doesn't fade, and minor nicks and scratches won't hurt the look. Erickson's Landscape Supply. For an abundant selection of poly and wood Amish outdoor furniture, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better selection of metal yard art than we have here at Erickson's. Anything from natural and painted metal signs to painted roosters from 1 to 6 feet tall. Natural steel flying ducks and cattails. Cute little frogs, geckos, pigs, flamingos, and goats. And palm trees. The list is endless. And that's why you come here. Erickson's Landscape Supply, right on Spring Street in Union Grove, where you'll find a fantastic array of artisanal metal yard art. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Or better yet, drive on over and take a gander at the goods.
Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by International Autos Group. Just like our MVP, you can drive into summer in style and save up to $10,000 on in-stock BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, and more. No tariffs, just huge savings. Visit i8milwaukee.com. International Autos Group, where ordinary needs to be extraordinary.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the July Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big on top brands like Bradenton Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradenton Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In-stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases, and it's free. Stop in today and save now during the Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown Mattress Factory showroom.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Welcome back. A few texts to catch up on as well. 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. It's time to buy or sell. It's brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, trust Tony Wendorf and Associates, one of the top real estate teams in Wisconsin. Part of First Weber Real Estate Services. They bring faith, family, and red carpet experience to every home deal. Let's step up to the plate together. WendorfTeam.firstweber.com. What am I buying? I'm buying all of this stock in what the Brewers are going to put into Jacob Misiorowski tomorrow. And there's going to be another rocking crowd tomorrow night. There were 35,000 here tonight. I imagine it'll be pushing a sellout again tomorrow to get Misiorowski back on track. And when you sit down and watch that outing against the Mets, it really wasn't that bad. A little off. The Mets were geared up and ready to hit homers. Now, this is a really, really tough test and a better lineup than the Mets lineup. But, I'm excited because you make a couple tweaks, you get your mechanics back on track, and he's somebody that admires Clayton Kershaw. And the way that he spoke about it today with Sophia Minnaert was, hey, I'm not facing Clayton Kershaw. I'm facing the Dodgers. I need to make sure I defeat the batter in the box, whether it's Shohei, whether it's Pajes, whether it's James Outman, whoever. I need to focus on the batter in the box and don't get sucked into the, to use a term from the kids, an aura of Clayton Kershaw on the other side. So I'm excited to see the young and the old guard go at it tomorrow. Of course, Clayton Kershaw fresh off of his 3,000th career strikeout. And, this is a conversation we're having today in the press box, and it's obviously been a hot topic throughout baseball. And I'm officially selling the fact there's never going to be another 3,000 strikeout guy. I really don't think so. Something I was talking about with some folks in the Dodgers dugout about it was, one of the things about really helped Clayton Kershaw early in his career was the fact that the pitcher still hitting meant that he was your best option to keep going in a game. And you look at that peak when he was 23, 24, 25, 26 years old, 233, 227, 236, 198, 232 innings, all in a row. We are never going to see a guy go on a stretch like that where for 5-6 consecutive seasons, he threw virtually 200 pitches, 200 innings, right? Yeah, he had 198 in 2014. He still pitched in the playoffs that year when he won the Cy Young and the MVP in 2014. We just won't see somebody get the amount of innings during that stretch because it wasn't like he was striking out 15 a game during that stretch. Well, granted, he still had about 10 strikeouts per 9, but when you're getting more innings, you're getting the opportunity to do so. And even, Mackenzie Gore, who's leading the National League in strikeouts, is he going to get the long leash? Is he going to have the long enough career? Cool. He's just now leading the league in strikeouts. He's 26 years old. Kershaw already had 6 seasons under his belt when he was 26 years old. Okay? What about Paul Skeens? Paul Skeens was a college pitcher. So that loses a few years. He's 23 years old. Great to see. He has 170 strikeouts last year, which was great. He's back to a much more sustainable 9.5 or so strikeouts per 9 this season. You're telling me he's going to be perfectly healthy every year from now until his age 35 season, if he's on the current pace that he's on? And even yet, that's going to be putting him at like 2,700 strikeouts. So it's really hard to get that done. So shifting gears now from the pitching side over to today's big swing from Andrew Vaughn. He caught up with Josh Mauer on the network postgame show. Here's what the two had to say about Andrew Vaughn's welcome to the Brewers.
Andrew Vaughn is on with us as we begin the Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. Andrew, thank you so much for sticking around. I know it's been a very long day for you, and it's good to meet you, too. Josh Mauer up here in the booth. Congratulations. What did that moment feel like? I wonder, as you hit that ball, was that about as exciting of a swing as you've had in a while?
Yeah, that was pretty special. Just wanted to come in to the Brewers organization and do what I can to help the guys win. That was a good swing and put some runs on the board.
Yeah, and tell me about the approach that you had against Yamamoto. That obviously is one of the more difficult guys to face for your first at-bat with the Brewers. Tell me about what you were trying to do and then what you ended up seeing there to get it out.
Yeah, just trying to get a good pitch to hit. Getting it up. He's got a pretty good arsenal of pitches down in the zone and, just trying to get something that I could drive.
What was today like for you? I'm guessing that this is the first time you met a lot of your new teammates.
Yeah, I played against everybody. We played a couple months ago, but, getting to meet everybody, put names to faces. It was a long, exciting day, but, it ended up pretty good.
I would say. By the way, Andrew, you were just the 5th Brewer ever to hit a home run in your first plate appearance. Nobody had done it since 2006, so that's such a cool way to make an introduction to not only your teammates but the fan base here. Brewers win the game ultimately 9-1. In a bigger sense, it's been a whirlwind couple of months for you, changing organizations for the first time in your career. If you could kind of encapsulate, since the trade, what it's been like going into the Brewers organization, what has this month or so been like for you, Andrew?
Yeah, it's been great getting to Nashville. Great group of guys, great coaching staff. Just getting to work every single day, just, working on my craft and, just trying to get to where I can get in a position to where I can come up and help the team win up here.
I know you were talking about it with everybody before the game today, but for those who missed it, tell us the story of how you found out that you were getting called up after Rhys Hoskins got hurt, if you would. I know you got pinch hit for very early in the game the other day.
Yeah, so I was out running on the line. I came in and, about 8-10 minutes before first pitch, and I was putting all my stuff, getting my gear ready. I was DHing that day, and, I'm about to walk up to get in the on-deck circle, and Rick Sweet grabbed me. He was on the phone, and then he grabbed me and pulled me back and said, take it off. You're going up.
That's the news that you want to get there for sure when you're playing at AAA. It was going well for you in Nashville too, Andrew. What was working for you when you were playing with the Sounds these last, let's say 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, there were some minor cues, with my swing, just getting back to being me in the box and, making good swing decisions and, just being consistent in there.
Andrew, thanks so much for sticking around. I know, as I said, you've had quite a day, and you made quite an impression on everybody here tonight. Thanks so much, and congrats again.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
There's Andrew Vaughn, the hero of the day. He started that 5-run rally in the bottom of the first against Yamamoto.
3-run homer, his 6th of the year. I got some text to read. Let's get to that coming up on the other side, and we'll hear from Pat Murphy right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's Commercial Payments Solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options, including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Get in on Brewers and Nationals action July 11th through the 13th. Celebrate with the crew at the Negro Leagues tribute game on the 11th and get a 90s throwback jersey on the 12th. Get your seats now at Brewers.com.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, Cider.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers win 9-1. 9-1! 9 times over the Dodgers. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Surfside, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka, and Surfside lemonade and vodka, paired perfectly with the day at the ballpark and stocked at American Family Field all season long. A couple of texts here. This one from the 414. Great win, but Dave Roberts' cool demeanor and laughing throughout is worrisome. What? Seemed to be a rollover on LA's part. Hey, did you see how poorly they played over the weekend against the Astros? Sometimes all you can do is laugh that you're getting beat up again. They lost 18-1 on Saturday. This has been a team that is kind of going through it, and all you can do is sometimes laugh about it. But hey, Doc is the highest paid manager in baseball for a reason, and this team's really darn good for a reason, so they'll be right back at it tomorrow. Josh in Greenfield, that's a solid win all around. 2 consecutive quality starts, and some bullpen rest is welcome. Tomorrow night at the ballpark will be electric. I'm glad you only have to switch booths to see it. Yep, I'll be with TBS, but hey, the national game of the week, we picked the Brewers for tomorrow. So that'll be fun to break all that down here with you on WTMJ. For now, Let's go ahead and hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, after today's win. Plenty of roses to be given to the All-Star, Freddie Peralta.
Yeah, Freddie was sensational. Gave up a cheap hit to open up the game. It's unfortunate. He bared down the big double play, and then he just attacked after that. He attacked with all 3 pitches, and, that's a great lineup, maybe the best lineup in baseball. And he attacked and proved, to himself and to all of us, like he can withstand it. And tonight he was sensational.
Vaughn starting that double play in the top of the first, then home run in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, he didn't know he was playing. He didn't know he was playing until he landed today, and then I said he didn't think he was playing against a right-hander because he knows our team, and he thought Bowers was playing, but I told him he was playing first day, batting 5th, and just get the first, man. I don't care what else you do, just get the first and play defense. And I said, I know you're slow, so don't worry about base running. He goes, I know you guys steal a lot of bases. You kind of know I don't run very good. I'm like, yeah, you don't run at all. We just get the first, and we'll move you around. I didn't expect him to homer, but that's great. Great opening act.
Art, what can a moment like that do for a player to settle in the first day and you want to make a good impression right on a team?
Yeah, I mean, it helps. So it helps because, he doesn't know anybody in our organization. We just picked him up and then we sent him to AAA, and it was kind of a big deal media-wise because Vaughn has a history in the big leagues and has done well, but to have him show up first day, not know anybody at noon, and then he's in there, and then kind of get a huge hit in the first inning that kind of opened things up was, a great way to say, here I am, so.
The transition, though, isn't easy for anybody. What are you looking for? Are you looking for confidence? Are you looking at how he interacts with people? Other than just getting the first, what else were you looking for?
Well, that's kind of like a simplistic way of saying it, just get the first, like this, don't try to prove too much. Don't try to do too much. Don't leave the zone. Don't try to prove that you belong. There's an injury to one of our important players and you're getting this shot, make the advantage of it. Don't try to do too much. But he's a big leaguer. This guy's been in the big leagues for a while and he kind of scuffled this year. They sent him to AAA. That happens in your career. Hitting's very, very difficult. So, we're very familiar with this player, and that's why the front office felt comfortable picking him up, and he's given us a nice lift. Hopefully, it continues.
Murph, did any of the other plate appearances in that first inning stand out to you as you guys drove?
I thought we drove the pitch count up. Sal opening the game. Contreras' walk is underrated. Then Collins backed up the homer with a single. Then Terang walk. That's another key one. Those 2 walks extended. They were sitting out there a long time, and then we got another blue pit after the air. Then they quieted us down a little bit, but again, 2 walks, an infield hit, and then another hit. That's how we scored our other runs. That's how we have to play. We have to take our walks when they're there. We have to run the bases, play defense, take your walks, then you get a knock, and then you get another knock, and all of a sudden, and then once in a while you pop one. So that's who we have to be,
Murph, how do you think Freddie views a challenge like this of going up against the Dodgers the day after he's been named to his second All-Star game?
Yeah, he's in a good spot right now. Freddie's been good all year, but to see him come and rise to this occasion, right now, he's got a lot of pitching left in his career. But, this is monumental to just keep going and being this consistent. And then this good against this type of lineup. So,
as it stands, the lowest ERA of his career, do you see it out there that he's more dominant than he ever has been?
Yeah, this is his best year. I think just consistently wise. You look at ERA, I don't look at ERA. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have any idea what it is. I just look at, I know that guy's out there competing, making pitches. He's in it. He believes in himself. Yeah, this has been wonderful to watch.
How has he separated himself this year versus the previous?
Yeah, he's more confident. He's not giving up free bases. He's making pitches when he has to. He's attacking hitters. You know what I mean? He's not nibbling. He's attacking. And that's the difference.
He had full counts tonight, especially once he started getting second time through that order. But just that one walk,
winning those full counts, is that kind of what you're talking about?
Exactly, against a very patient club. This is a club that walks probably as much as we do, if not more. And they pride themselves at knowing the strike zone, and that's what makes them great. Make any offensive team great. You show me a great offensive team, and I bet they walk a lot because they demand that you throw them pitches they can hit.
They know their zone. And that's what makes the Dodgers so dangerous. And they'll be ready for vengeance tomorrow. We'll break it all down and talk about it after the game tomorrow, but we take our last break, give you the details, the logistics of tomorrow's Game 2 against L.A. after this on 620 WTMJ.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's construction season, and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
3 people injured, including a Shorewood police officer, in an early morning incident.
Eric Billstad.
A major tariff deadline looms this week that has already been pushed back to August 1st.
And traffic with Debbie Loziga.
Just past Fond du Lac Avenue, all lanes of traffic are closed on northbound Highway 32.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ. This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Last couple of minutes here on the show. Last few texts as well. What a win. Peralta's got to be my player of the game. What an outing against the big bad Dodgers. His new nickname, though, is Full Count Freddy. Gets to the full count, then clutches up every time. This one from Jerry and Muskego. What's the story on Joey Ortiz? Yeah, that was a little odd today. We'll break that down more on Brewers Weekly on Thursday night at 8 o'clock. But in case you missed it, Pat Murphy flat out kind of put him in the doghouse today, just saying, quote, the manager's pissed, as in, you know, he wasn't happy with some of the swing decisions that Joey Ortiz made on the road trip, and now he has been benched in back-to-back games. And yes, he came in the 9th inning for defense, but we'll let the rest of this series play out, and then we'll break it down further on Thursday. Let's see what else happens this week, if he doesn't play at all against the Dodgers, or what the Brewers decide to do with Joey. I'm just kind of monitoring that situation as things go right now. Tomorrow, same time, same place. 6:35. It'll be 6:05 coverage for a 6:40 first pitch. So 6:05 on the air with the On Deck Show, Built by Menards. 6:40 first pitch, and then we'll be with you after the game as well for Brewers Extra Innings. Jacob Mizorowski. His 3rd home start, only his 5th big league start, going up against Clayton Kershaw. Plenty of history in this ballpark, of course. It'll be his 439th career start. That's not even including the playoffs. So, very different in experience tomorrow, but it should be a fun one. Again, we'll be with you tomorrow, and I'll be with you after the game still to react to it all on Brewers Extra Innings. And if you're out of market, and for some reason you don't have FanDuel, if you don't have MLB TV, but you got cable, the game's on TBS. So you can hear some great stats over there as well. Our producer has been Matt Yazel. My name's Dom Cotroneo. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Until then, keep on swinging.
Hey, ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing